Okay guys, good morning, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Arya Stark from Game of Thrones, and it is the 3/0 1:6 scale collectible figure. So this rocked up about 5 minutes ago, so I've just quickly opened it. I will say I really do like the amount of, they've added a lot of hair product. And I don't actually see the hair going anywhere unless you deliberately grab it and start pulling it apart with your fingers. So that's quite cool. Alright, we'll go to the accessories first. So this is obviously season 1 or 2 look, maybe even a little bit further than that. It's very early on. You can see that obviously she does have needle, I think she refers it to, and I'll take a look at that shortly. So hands, she does come with this hand here, probably for holding one of the bags or a coin. I'll get to that in a sec. She does have this relaxed hand, then she has 2 fists. So that's it for the hands, and the other relaxed palm still on her. It's interesting that you can't have her hold the sword and the dagger at the same time, but I suppose we never really see her do that, so it does make sense. Okay, so we have this dagger. The detailing applications, pretty basic here, nothing like we've seen from Asmus and Hot Toys. However, the blades themselves do look like they've been through quite a bit, which is a nice touch. And I suppose there probably wouldn't be any engravings or anything on the weapon handles, so it doesn't really need to be there. Alright, we do get these 2 pouches. Now this one, when you open it, there's you can see some coins. So there's the nice detailing on this one, there's that one there, and then the other 3 are identical. So nice detailing on the coins, and you can see that they are quite small, but I imagine you'd be able to place them in here. So this is sewn through, but you can slide it down. Then you have the strings. I imagine if you really wanted to, you could probably tie it to the belt. This one here is virtually the same, except I don't think... Yeah, so this one here doesn't, you can't put anything in it. So that one there is just sewn shut. So, it's good detailing on it, anyway. So just a little bit lighter on for accessories, and of course the box is just that very basic design that we've seen from all the characters. So it has the house symbol that they're associated with, and the house is catchphrase or saying, motto, that's it, that's what I'm looking for, motto, and it just says the figure's name there. And Game of Thrones is still that shiny. It's gold at the top there, and it's silver on the actual front bit there. So final accessory is of course her sword. Now what surprised me is, I don't know if this was actually stated in the accessories listings, but this is actually die cast. The blade is die cast, and I don't think we've really gotten that from 3/0 before. Maybe with the exclusive Ned Stark. It's been a while since I've gotten a Game of Thrones figure, so I've just kind of forgotten if the other weapons were die cast. Because obviously like the bulk of my collection is still boxed up. I haven't gone back over it since I moved. So there is some nice weathering on the sword itself, on the handle itself. The blade, even though it's die cast, it does have that weathered look to it as well. And there is some nice detailing there on the handle. you can see that we do get a little bit more. Just get this out. We do get a little bit more detailing on the handle itself as well. So this is like the level of detail that we've come to get from sword handles from Asmus and similar companies. So at least they detailed this one, and as I said, it's die cast, so it's quite nice. Hello, hi Ian. So yeah, then moving on to the figure herself, the costume is really nicely done. All the 3-0 costumes are pretty sweet. I know there's a fair few people in various groups and whatnot that have a problem with a couple of the sculpts. This one here, I feel, is definitely Maisie as a younger Arya, and you can see the hair does sit very nicely, and I did say that there is a fair bit of product, so unless you go and play with the hair, I don't think it's going to really be a problem. You can see that like where it was resting down, I did have it down like that for a bit. You can see that that part's slightly just started to fray up, but I don't see the actual front or sides being an issue unless you go out of your way to move it. The articulation is pretty solid. Being a brand new, fresh out of the box 3-0 figure, the joints are quite stiff. I know that when they did their Halo Master Chief, the joints on that were horrendous for some reason, but the joints on this are fantastic, and you can see that there is this slit in the bottom of the pants here that is supposed to be there. And again, you could probably accidentally tear it if you were being really careless. But other than that, it's basically what she had on in the early days, so that's fine. And then you have the boots. So far, the only all the characters previously released are from the earlier seasons. So that's why this outfit was probably chosen, because it does fit with a lot of them. The only characters that they've released that have the updated looks, so Brianna Tarth is still in development, will be in development for quite some time. She has the Stark armor look, I'm pretty sure, in the pre-order. There is a Cersei, which is the short hair when she cuts it look. So there is that, and then they're re-releasing Tyrion with the beard and everything. So they have done some later versions of the characters. Yeah, it's going to be weird having like a updated Cersei with this Arya, but that's okay. I can get past that because it's only costumes and whatnot. The characters themselves is what we're concerned about, right? The fact that we're actually getting completed lines out of Asmus and 3-0. Fantastic. Asmus powering through with their Lord of the Rings line, and 3-0 continuing the Game of Thrones line quite well. So I overall, this was $260 from Pop Culture. Probably a little bit more than I would like to have paid for her, simply because of the stellar bargain I got on Bilbo. But I did see Bilbo's price on Pop Culture, and looking at that, I can see why she's priced the way she is. So this was $260, probably a little bit cheaper if you pre-ordered it directly from the 3-0 store. I was actually looking at RAM, and the price difference between Pop Culture and directly from 3-0 was quite a big difference. I think it was about 40 AUD, maybe even a little bit more than that. So again, that sculpt is pretty spot on. I know a lot of people were very concerned about it when they saw the initial prototype pictures, but with the different angles, it's definitely her. You know who it is. The outfit's spot on as well. She does have a tiny bit of trouble standing here every now and again, but if you get her in a pretty solid pose, you're fine. I did have her standing there with the die-cast sword for quite a while, and nothing too bad happened. Again, I'm not 100% sure on Sideshow's pricing for these guys, as I haven't been ordering them from Sideshow simply because of the high shipping and tax costs. But they're probably quite decently priced if you're in the US. I know that for myself, Neo is 410 AUD from Sideshow, and that's even with a voucher, so it's getting quite expensive to order from the States. Alright guys, well this has been a quick look at Maisie Williams as Arya Stark from 3-0. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have the rest of the Game of Thrones figures, this is definitely worth the pickup. Alright, thanks guys.